gonna go out to the garden and weed. We planted green beans a little bit late and the weeds are taking over. But I really wanted to show you how easy it is to pull the weeds out when the ground's wet. Because I don't know, I think it's neat. I don't really think it's neat, it's just, it makes the job a little more manageable. Green beans, I've done these 2 rows. I need to do these 3. Watch this. Pull right out, look at that. And they pull out in big, huge clumps. And Rob and I this weekend went ahead and did the broccoli over there. There's broccoli the first half of this garden plot. And we need to finish these green beans. They're super weedy. We have 2 big garden plots and the weeds are just crazy. We've had so much rain this spring and I may not be able to grow some things in my garden this year because of the water, but weeds aren't one of them. They will grow, I swear. You could plant weeds on top of concrete and some dirt and they'd flourish. But plant a tomato in the ground with all kinds of amended soil, it might grow, might not, who knows. Usually I sing to myself. I can't really get a signal out here on my phone, otherwise I would listen to podcasts. That's my professional tip. If you're doing something that's not fun, listen to a podcast. It makes it go a lot faster. Podcasts make it manageable. And my favorite podcast right now. This is gonna sound like I like murder and mayhem, but they're interesting. Crime Junkies. I love Crime Junkies. That's a good one. I like, obviously, Serial. Everybody likes Serial. First season was the best, the one about Adnan Syed. And if you're into Adnan Syed in his case, there is another podcast called Undisclosed, and they cover kind of some updates in the Syed case, which are pretty interesting if you followed that. S-Town, it's another good one. Starts out one way, and you think that the story's about one thing, and then it takes a big, huge veer off into this just crazy story, and you'll binge the whole season. It's so good. So those are 2 kind of older podcasts. Someone Knows Something, that's usually a pretty good, each season follows a different kind of unsolved murder case. Those are pretty good. There's one called Cold that's about the Josh Powell, Susan Powell case from years ago. She went missing. If you want like a uplifting podcast that's going to encourage you, because trust me, those I just mentioned aren't going to encourage you at all. You might be depressed after listening to them. Anyway, an uplifting podcast I like to listen to is the Revelation Wellness Podcast. So it's kind of a health and fitness podcast rooted in the Word, and it's a good one. You won't regret listening to that. My husband listens to one, and the few episodes that I have heard, I've liked. I can't remember the name of the podcast, but the guy's name that does it is Jocko, and it's good. It's really good. So yeah, these weeds are just, what the heck is that? Some sort of vine. Good night. Man, that is like it's like a oak tree leaf. I mean, seriously, look at that. What is that? I don't know. Won't even. Okay. No clue. Sucker is huge, though. This year we decided to do half of this plot broccoli, and the other half, well, we wanted to do the whole plot broccoli, but we ran out of broccoli seeds. So or starts, because we started them indoors in like the spring, early spring. So then we did the rest of this garden plot with green beans, and we have 2 different kinds of beans planted. I don't remember what is what, but the majority of them are over here. And then we have a couple rows, maybe 3 rows over in the garden that's way over there. You can see the chicken coop over on the half that hasn't been planted yet. So the part of that garden over there that hasn't been planted will be a fall crop, and we were just talking this weekend about what we're gonna put. So it was so wet this spring, we had no success with typically easy things to grow like lettuce and spinach and kale. So we're gonna try that again this fall. Maybe, or actually we just planted some cucumbers yesterday. Rob did. I say we. Usually when I say we, I mean Rob, just for the record. Hopefully we will get a good broccoli harvest. And my plan with the broccoli is to freeze it. We eat broccoli all the time. We love. And by we, I really do mean we when I said that. I know I just said I didn't, but I do. I was thinking the other day too, and I was trying to figure out what would make this go more quickly. What would make weeding less terrible? And I thought, ooh, I could have a weeding party. I could invite people over and be like, I'll feed you pizza. I'll feed you if you come help me weed. But I don't really think people would do that. I've never seen weeding parties before. I don't think it'd be very heavily attended. Speaking of, where are my children? Why are they not out here helping me? I think I'm at the end of this row. All right, that's 1 row done. Looks much better.